Hi everyone, Destiny Teeth Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the new Injury Reserve EP, Drive It Like It's Stolen. This is the latest project from California via Arizona hip-hop trio Injury Reserve. The gang's all here, Grogsy, Richie, Parker, who dropped their debut full-length album at the very end of last year, Floss. Some of their best material, some of their biggest singles yet were on that record, like Oh Shit and All This Money. They're a group that has like this jazz rap finesse, but also that modern contemporary trap rap boom. You know, that new school energy, but that old school wit. Now, the trio could have easily taken the year off, concentrated on a record or another mixtape, but they decided to hit fans early with a new 7-track EP, and it's a decent collection of songs with a potently moody and dark aesthetic to it that fits very well with the cover. This is a more low-key and somewhat more stripped-back version of Injury Reserve, and that's for better or for worse, because while I do think this new approach brings out some different dynamics in the group and challenges them on more of a lyrical level, there were some cuts on this thing that I thought were a little underwhelming, like the opening cut, 10/10ths, which has a very glitchy, off-kilter, skeletal beat. Richie and Groggs vocally are playing it almost as monotone as possible. The latter of the two sort of has a bit of a weird robot effect on his voice. Around 140, the song kind of ends and the beat just sort of carries it out until this track truly finishes. And while there were some interesting ideas here, both lyrically and instrumentally, the song itself is just too scant and doesn't really explore its full potential to get beyond the initial awkwardness that I think the song introduces by being so much of a left hook. And the song 91 Cadillac DeVille, while there are some bars on here that I think are pretty quotable, it is a very chill, laid-back piece of jazz rap that doesn't have too much bite to it sonically. And while I'm complaining, I will say that the closer, I love the personal angle of the lyrics on this thing. It's really inspiring. It's really uplifting. Richie and Groggs essentially going out there, making a success of themselves with their music and pushing their fans to chase their dreams as well. But how can a song this personal, this emotionally moving not have a stronger ending to it, even if it is being tabbed as merely an outro? Outside of that, there are some fantastic highlights on this record that, again, are not quite as aggressive as we've known Injury Reserve to be in the past, not quite as funky or vibrant and colorful, but there is a really essential and a very well-crafted darkness to these tracks that I like a lot. Like on the song Boom Times 3, which has this very murky bass, some atmospheric tones, some dirgy piano that occasionally has this effect on it where it feels like it's falling in and out of focus. It's kind of disorienting. Richie is on the hook here, yelling all over the track like a junkyard dog. When he's rapping and when Groggs is rapping, the voices seem a little bit deeper, like they've been pitched a bit, kind of in a somewhat surreal and devilish way. The song is monstrous, but I wouldn't call it a banger. There's something kind of reserved about it. Like, it's aggressive and it's mean, but it's more of kind of a cerebral anger and aggression. And again, talking about the increase and the improvement in the trio's lyricism, I love the line on here that Groggs drops about, is it a scene if it's not heard or seen? Like the reusage of that word in different contexts and in different meanings was really clever. Richie drops this funny series of bars where he's talking about ghostwriting in rap, talking about since the days of NWA and probably even before, there has been ghostwriting in rap. Like, why is this like such a hotly debated topic? The song North Pole is easily one of the most heartbreaking tracks the trio has released. Richie making references to a dead friend who he misses, making references to his father who passed away. Groggs has this really sharp set of lines where he's talking about GPS, then shifting to his kid being taken away by Child Protective Services, CPS, and then beyond there he references this Jay-Z line about the CBS logo having one eye open and saying that he likes that line, and since he likes it, he can see BS. The instrumental is very simple but features these incredibly somber and jazzy guitar chords and some weird ghostly robot vocals that I think are fantastic. See You Sweat is another track that is irresistibly funky, totally a party single, but sort of takes that Neptune's Pharrell approach to production where, like, the grooves are great, the sound is colorful, but it's not too hard. It's kind of very subtle. It's like such a party song, but yet it's also very low key. And I love that the duo can sort of find this amazing balance between going hard, but also going easy. Like, it's so slick Groggs and Richie bring these excellently smooth and very catchy flows all over the track. And the song Colors is another very introspective and thoughtful track that attacks societal racism and racial inequality and ties it in very well and creatively with a color-based theme. Also, that AstroTurf line that Richie dropped on this thing was, again, another moment where it just hits me that they're really stepping up lyrically on this thing. And I would love to see that improve more into the future, of course. I wouldn't say it's the best EP that I heard all year, nor would I say that it's a perfect release. But honestly, for me, a lot wasn't really hinging on this release. It's just an EP. I'm not really looking at this thing and like trying to decide and expect where the group is going next. For me, this is just kind of like another helping of music from a rap crew that I really enjoy. And anybody who's been a fan of their stuff up until this point, like, please do not miss this. This is not just simply a fan project. Some of their legitimately best material is on this thing. It's just that there are a few tracks I thought were a little underwhelming, and given that it's only 7 songs, a few tracks that I think are just okay ends up being a lot. I'm feeling a strong 7 on this thing. Transition, have you given this album a listen? Oh wait, it's an EP. Well, did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best. You're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like. Please subscribe and please don't die. Stay hydrated and eat your fruits and veggies. God damn it. Over here next to my head is another Injury Reserve review. You can click on that or click on the link to subscribe to the channel. That would be nice. I'll see you guys in the next one. You're the best. Forever.